On Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, my day began like any ordinary weekday. It was a mild, sunny morning. I was at work, sitting at my desk in a corner office space on the 80th floor of World Trade Center Tower 1, the North Tower. Then, the impact hit. It was a startling force, like someone had pushed your shoulder and bent you sideways. It felt like I was sliding and falling, so I grabbed my desk to steady myself. And then the building bent back quickly into its normal position. Looking outside, I saw debris and smoke, and I heard metal and glass scraping against the building. Walking out of the office, in the middle of the 80th floor, I saw a burning pile of debris. So there was only one exit stairwell accessible. It was a crowded stop-and-go walk down the exit stairs, since people on the lower floors had also entered the stairwell. There was no cell phone service. There were no emergency announcements. There was no contact with the outside world throughout the descent. Now, fast forward in the journey. At around the 40th floor in the exit stairwell, when we heard calls of, "Everyone move to the right," it was because firemen and other first responders were coming up the stairs. I can't forget looking into the young faces of exhausted firemen who were climbing up all those flights of stairs in full firefighting gear and carrying axes or foam dispensing tanks or injury sleds. And after a while, sometimes we would hear the shouts of, "Everyone move to the right," as the first responders took injured people down the stairs along the inside lane of the stairwell. At about the 10th floor, all the water that had been flowing out of the sprinkler heads since the impact was now an ankle-deep cascade rushing down the stairs. I imagine it was like climbing down the decks of the Titanic. With every flight of steps taken, the water rushed faster, and the standing water was deeper. At the lowest floors, the scene was a waterfall, as water was also dropping from overhead. Finally, walking from the stairwell and through the lobby, I saw the revolving doors between the lobby and the mall area were pushed aside. Water was pouring over all the doorways like a water park. There was no way to get through without getting completely soaked. Walking through the mall area was a mess. The stores were abandoned, and the floor was now an unstable surface of debris. Dust and ash were in the air, and, freshly drenched, I was a dust magnet. I was halfway through the mall area, just starting to move left toward an outside exit. To my right was the top of the bank of escalators that led to the PATH trains below. Suddenly, there was a distinct rumbling sound. Even if you had never heard that sound before, you knew it was the sound that a building makes when it's about to collapse. Not only do you know it, but you never forget it. And I thought, we walked down 80 floors and made it halfway to the outside exit, and now the building is going to crush us. Then, boom, everything instantly disappeared into pitch black. My legs were swept out from under me by a tremendous force, and I was thrown to the ground. Crouching into a ball, I pulled my suit jacket over me as a shield in case glass and debris were flying toward me. I reached out my right arm and pulled myself next to the base of the main support column at the corner of the PATH train escalator bank, and I held on. I don't know how long I was crouched there. But when I was clutching that support column in the mall area of the Trade Center, convinced that these were my last few moments before I would die, there were two thoughts running through my mind. What legacy did I leave my wife and daughters? And what did I do for other people during my lifetime? Somewhere in the darkness, a fireman called out, "Anyone who can stand up now. Reach out and grab the shoulder of the person in front of you. We're going to walk out of here like a chain." I found the shoulder of a man in front of me, but there was no hand on my shoulder. No one close enough behind me, apparently. One or two firemen found their way to the front of the line to lead us out, which was difficult since there was no visibility. And because the force that knocked us down had changed the landscape, no doubt. We had no way of knowing if the exit we were heading toward was still accessible. The lights on the firemen's helmets were virtually useless since the airspace was full of dust. But eventually we did find an exit. When we made it outside, it was as if it was snowing, with all the dust and incinerated debris flying around. It was hard to breathe. The sunlight seemed super bright, making me squint. The emergency personnel on the street told everyone, keep walking, away from the building." So, by the grace of God, I made it out of the building. The tower that collapsed first was Tower 2, not Tower 1. Shortly after I was out of the building, my cell phone finally came back on. It was 10:24. Tower 1 fell at 10:28, just 4 minutes after I got out of the building. It had taken me about an hour and a half to get out, and I suspect I was among the last people to escape with their lives. I saw Tower 1 fall, collapsing straight down upon itself. And I remembered those young firemen and first responders, the ones walking up the stairs as we were coming down. I thought about their young families at home. And I realized that there would be a lot of fatherless children from this. Allendale's own Donald Della Penna, a father of 3 young children, had volunteered to be my assistant coach for my girls' rec league first and second grade girls soccer team. The season was scheduled to start that Saturday, September 15th. Donald worked in World Trade Center Tower 2. Tragically, he didn't make it out. There are moments in life that you witness that are truly miraculous. Those moments I can't forget, like the births of my daughters. Here's another incredible moment I witnessed that I can't forget. The girls' rec soccer season was played that year, eventually. The Della Penna second grader, Sammy, and my first grader, Alexa, were on my team. In the first game of that season, just before the end of the game, our team was awarded a free kick. And I said, "Sammy, go ahead, take the kick." She did. And she scored a goal. Her teammates surrounded her in celebration. But wait, there's more. On the ride home, as I was driving Sammy back to her house, this conversation took place between Sammy and Alexa, who were sitting in the back seat. Alexa said to Sammy how great it was that she scored a goal. And Sammy said, "Yeah, I wish my dad could have seen it." And Alexa said, "He did, in heaven." Out of the mouths of babes. Immediately after 9/11, I remember these things. Road rage. There seemed to be a lot less road rage out on the roads. I think I may have even seen a few drivers actually yield at yield signs, too. What about now, 20 years later? Maybe we forgot. Maybe we forgot that courtesy and kindness make life better for everyone. A new tradition was started. "God Bless America" was sung at the seventh inning stretch of baseball games. And TV cameras showed fans standing and singing "God Bless America" together. Rescue workers, firefighters, and police were called heroes. And there were lots of news stories about their heroic acts. Church attendance increased tremendously for months following 9/11. What were we seeking? Comfort, connection, protection, healing, blessing, hope. What about today? What are we seeking? Sometimes people ask me if I think about my 9/11 experience much. I think about it mainly when another September 11th is soon approaching. And when I do, I can't help but feel amazed and grateful to God and to the people who helped me on that day and in the days after. God gave me another 20 years of life since then. And in those years, I got to see my amazing daughters grow up. I've enjoyed the love and support of my beautiful wife. I've delighted in new friendships, and I've received so many more blessings. Some tears and heartaches too, but so many more blessings. And I'm so thankful for that. I have in my hand a button. It's the kind that you pin to your clothing. There's an enlarged picture of it on this easel to my right. And if you can't see it, I'm going to describe it to you. I forgot where I got this button. But in the background is the American flag. And the message shows the Twin Towers forming the number 11 in the date 9/11/01. And then, under the date, it says in all capital letters, never forget. This button is almost an antique already. In the past 20 years, an entire new generation arrived. And even newer generations are coming up. I wonder if we're moving toward a time when the upcoming younger generations won't forget 9/11 simply because you can't forget what you never knew. To remember something, there must have been a previous time that you knew it. What do we tell them about 9/11? Dr. Crawford Loritz said, whether we recognize it or not, we are impacting a time that we cannot see. What is it that we should never forget? The heroes. Yes, the heroes. And the loved ones lost, certainly. Innocent lives taken. Innocent lives bereaved. And as for me, personally, I told you that something else I can't forget from my 9/11 experience is that when you believe you're living the last moments of your life, what surfaces in your mind above all else is, what did I do for my family? And what did I do for others in my lifetime? In other words, what did I do with the abilities and the opportunities, the blessings that God gave me? What did I do that has positive, lasting significance? May God bless America once again. And may God keep us from forgetting the most important things that we should never forget. Thank you.